What's going on, guys? Jeff here with Game 10 of our Madden franchise, going up against a team that we've already beaten once this year, the 4 and 5 Chargers. They have the 18th ranked offense and the 15th ranked defense. We come in with the 11th ranked offense and the number 1 ranked defense. Last time we faced these guys, Troy Fitchette had 3 forced fumbles. Sean had an interception. We won 32-9 and made Phillip Rivers leave with an injury. He is now back. He is now looking for redemption. And our offense didn't perform really efficiently last time, but gonna listen to Phil and Jim tell me about this matchup, I guess, because I can't skip it for some reason. And you see there, we are currently winning our division. Last game we won 50-7. Just pure domination of a team who a lot of people thought was better than us, the Denver Broncos. Go ahead and take this kickoff return. And it's going to be Thompson and Pribble in the back as usual. And I'm not the kind of guy who just kneels it in the end zone. And it always works out for me, it seems. I get to the 24-yard line, and here comes my offense. I am feeling really confident in my passing game coming into this. I'm going to hopefully keep that up. I know my weapons. I know how to use them now, and that is what's really making us a dangerous offense right now. And Dillon gets 7 or 8 to start this drive. Good run. Just a quick little shout out to Sean and Erin. I know you guys are watching. Shout out to Phil. I know you're watching. Maybe even Marshall. Maybe we got to convince Marshall to watch these sometimes, guys. You know, he could be listening to this while he plays video games or something. Let's go ahead and pass the ball here. And I pass it right to Rick. He gets 10 yards. And like I said last game, guys, when I know I'm lining up for a passing play, don't expect me to talk too much because I'm going to be focusing on my receivers. I need to pay attention to the defense. When I'm running, I kind of just got to look for a hole in the offensive line and expose that, you know. But when I'm passing, I really got to watch what defenders are shading me. You know, who's got the worst matchup. And I got hit as I threw that. Just a good blitz there. And it's going to be 3rd and 7 or so. I would watch Marshall Brown on this play. And Marshall came up with a big 3rd down reception, as he usually does. Seems like he does that at least once a game. I won Offensive Player of the Week last week in terms of AFC on the game. That wasn't my team accolade that I give myself after every game. That was the game giving Jeffrey Thompson and his 5 passing touchdowns. AFC Player of the Week. Dillon Brown got an AFC Player of the Week week 2, I want to say. Might have been week 3. And it looks like a face mask call on that tackle on Rick. Rick's 2nd reception of the game already. And he had, I want to say, 6 or 8 last time we faced the Chargers. He was really effective. And it looks like we're in position to score on our first drive of the game. Van Gordon has a pretty optimal route right here. But Dillon, it looks like it's probably going to be my safety net. And wow, just a bad pass for Jeff. That wasn't even my fault. That was the character's fault. He just kind of overthrew it. And it looks like Pribble and Van Gordon are my number 1 and 2 here. Ooh, big hit on Van Gordon. He drops the pass. And Pribble gets a touchdown reception. And that is just Jordan Pribble. I think that's his 5th touchdown catch of the season. I'm not sure. I know he leads our team now. He has been such a good weapon. He's approaching 60 catches on the season. I think he's one more away from number 60. Just been consistent, and he's been huge for us this season. And here comes our defense, going up against Phillip Rivers again. And it looks like they're going to pass here. And it's an interception off the bat. And Tyvon Branch. Wow. That is how you want to start a game. Watch for Pribble here. I attacked the defense there, and I paid for it with a incomplete. Sorry about that, guys. My dog's doing some pretty weird stuff. He's fine. He's just being a weirdo. And missed that pass. And that's the 3rd drop, I want to say, already for our receivers. Van Gordon dropped 1, and I think Pribble's dropped 2 now. And watch for Steve here. And Steve Lunan gets a touchdown. And already 2 touchdowns for our passing team now. 1 to Pribble and now 1 to Steve Lunan. And we are already up 14-0. You know, it's hard to deny that Steve hasn't been, he was hurt for 3 weeks, and I think he's 5th on our team in receptions. I think that the role that Pribble is having right now, that was originally supposed to be Steve's role. But when Steve went down, Pribble took over for him, and he performed. So no need to take him out because we knew what he could do after the first 4 weeks of the season. And ultimately, and Sean almost gets a tackle there. But ultimately, we knew what Jordan had to offer. We didn't really know what Steve had to offer. And so we stuck with Jordan. But in a different world where Steve doesn't get hurt, Jordan never becomes this guy, and that's just Steve getting all those catches. Sorry about the coughing, guys. I'm still getting over that cold I got a couple weeks ago. 3rd and 7, definite passing situation here. And a big first down, a big tackle from Sean on Antonio Gates, I believe. Not 100% sure, though. I'm not a Chargers fan, so I don't know everybody by their jersey numbers, and that was Antonio Gates. And it looks like Troy and Tyvon Branch got the tackle there. And a big tackle there, 2 or 3 yards in. It's 3rd and 4. I'm not going to call out the draw play, but I'm assuming they're going to pass it here, so I'm going to go ahead and call the pass. But I'm also going to pinch the middle. And a big first down catch for Keenan Allen. He ripped that right out of the defender's hands. And just a little shout out here. William Ford is going to be coming back in 2 more games, including this one. So next game is going to be the last one that we have to play without our anchor of our defense. Sean gets a tackle there, and Phillip Rivers is looking impressive here on this drive. And Woodson gets a tackle there after 4 or 5. Pretty good run. Pretty good offensive drive right now for the Chargers. You got to think this would be a different feeling game already if Phillip Rivers doesn't throw that interception at the start of the first drive for the Chargers. Ultimately, that's our defense, though. We're keeping their running back under 3 yards a carry. I mean, we've shut down great running backs like Marshawn Lynch, keeping him at about, 3.2 yards a carry that game. And it looks like they're going to get a first down here with Woodhead. Maybe more. Could he go? And he doesn't. Sean catches up to him at the 2-yard line and gets the tackle. Good hustle for Sean. And right here is going to be that tackle. Good work, Sean. Troy with the assistance. And I think they might score here. And, yep, they're going to run for the touchdown with Oliver. And a good drive there from Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Already they're doing something that Peyton Manning and the Broncos couldn't do all game last game, and that's getting an offensive touchdown. Those long drives where they just march down the field, that's how you beat our defense. You pick us apart from the inside out. Unfortunately, a lot of teams get frustrated that the running game isn't working, and they go for the long passes, and with McIntosh and Quincy, you can't go for long passes against us because we're going to shut down your receivers. You got to go for those mid-range throws, and Dillon gets about 10 yards on the screen pass right there. And after 1 quarter, it's been a much closer game than I thought it was going to be after the first drive. And Dillon gets 7 or 8 on the running there. There he is at 4.1 yards a carry. And that's what he's been doing for us all season. Just at the low end, a bad game for him this year is about 4 yards a carry. And we're going to go ahead and run again. I made a note that Rob and Erin Hewitt haven't allowed a single sack on Jeffrey Thompson. That is no longer the case. Last game, Erin let up his first sack. Rob still has not allowed one on me yet, though. Phil, he's allowed 4. His overall, it's surprising. Phil's overall on offense has gone down by about 7 points. His attribute overall. Apparently, he hasn't been trending upward in terms of production. People who have gotten a lot better on this offense, myself, Dillon, Jordan, and there's Marshall with a 3rd down reception again. I'll say it again. He is my ultimate security blanket because he doesn't drop passes. And Dillon. And I tried to kind of break that guy's ankle. And our offense is just looking so good right now. And I throw it to Marshall for about 6. Watch out for Pribble on this one, but Thompson should also be a factor. And Rick gets the first down. Steve. Instead, I go to Van Gordon, and I think he might have been in the end zone. No, it doesn't look like it there in that replay. And there's Pribble with his second touchdown of the game. And as the season has gone on, Pribble has not gotten worse. Instead, he seems to be getting better every single game. He's already up to 2 touchdown passes today. And see there, I'm already looking like I'm going to break last game's fantasy points. I mean, fantasy football owners loved Jeffrey Thompson in Week 10. And it was Week 10 because we had our bye week, I want to say Week 5. I think this is a passing play. And no, they definitely fooled me there. They don't do much with it. And it's going to be important here for Phillip Rivers to get a good drive going. And a big catch there. I thought that was going to be a sack, and then I thought it was just a throwaway situation. And they're doing exactly what they did last drive. A lot of dip and dives. A lot of, exactly how I said to beat us. We're missing Juicy, and that's a big factor on that, though. And Woodhead runs for about 7. And it's a passing play, and they catch it. And Keenan Allen, is anybody going to catch him? Quincy Shocot looks like he's going to, and he does. But it looks like it's going to be a face mask call, too. You know, if I wanted to switch and make that diving tackle, I could have. But I've said it before, I try not to operate my defense. I only control one guy, and that's at the line of scrimmage. If he doesn't do anything, then he doesn't do anything, you know. And Danny Woodhead runs for a touchdown. Another awesome drive for this Chargers offense. And Rick's going to go ahead and get this kickoff return. And he gets to about the 30. And Dillon breaks the first tackle. And is he going to go all the way? He is. What a run for Dillon Brown. breaks a tackle about 5 yards in. A couple big blocks from his receivers downfield. And what a drive. There's a broken tackle. And then his speed just takes over. He probably would have been tackled by that guy. But a good block there by, I think, was Van Gordon. And Dillon runs, I want to say, for like 60 yards almost. And we're up 28-14. And yeah, that was a 71-yard run for Dillon Brown. And that's the quickest 6 points I've gotten this season. And Troy with a nice tackle there after about 6. And wow, what a play. What a throw from Phillip Rivers, and he's looking pretty good tonight outside of that interception. The interception on his first pass of the game is the only mistake Phillip Rivers has made this game. Another nice run there. We're still keeping him under 3 yards a carry, or a little over, I think, right now he's at. But and another big catch for Keenan Allen. No, that was Floyd, Malcolm Floyd. I'm sorry. It's been an awesome game for Phillip Rivers so far. And nice tip there for Quincy Shocot. Think you run it here? Oh, big time. That was like a clothesline from Quincy Shocot. But a 9-yard run. And we're going to go ahead and bring the blitz here. And it works out, and it looks like there's even going to be a holding call here. So it looks like we might have lucked out. Of course, we're going to accept that. And now they got to get 9 yards to get a first down. And Phil Bender with a big-time sack. I believe that's our first one of the game. And if we could get a scoring drive together here, that could really break open this game. And Rick's going to catch it. And I'm going to go ahead and get about 6 yards out of that. And Dillon just ran for 71 yards. So I'm ready to do it again. He gets 4 or 5. He's averaging 13 yards a rush right now. He gets a few there. It's a passing situation for our offense. And I'd say look out for Steve, Pribble, and Brown here. And wow, Marshall with a rare drop. I threw it to my security blanket. He couldn't catch it, and we got to punt it here. And it looks like it's going to be a nice punt here for Corey. And a nice return. And if Rivers could get a scoring drive here, they get the ball first at halftime. Looks like they got 2 or 3. I believe they're going to be passing it a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and play the pass. Probably a roughing the passer call. And they're almost into field goal range. Eddie Royal with a nice catch, and they call a timeout here. 3rd and inches. And he's hit as he throws by Henderson. And I'd probably go for it if I was them, but a lot of coaches don't have the unmitigated gall that I do. And we got 50 seconds to drive the ball 93 yards, boys. Go ahead and get that clock moving. And he gets 2 yards. And Marshall gets hit as he goes to catch that in the air. And they're going to get the ball back with 23 seconds left here. And a fumble. And it's recovered by us. And now we just need to get ourselves 10, 15 yards and get Colton in position. And there's 1 second left. And that's going to do it for this quarter, guys. Tried making a little bit of noise before halftime. All right, guys. Now is really the moment of truth for this defense. I mean, Phillip Rivers still putting up some good numbers. A nice run there for Danny Woodhead. Sean with a big tackle at the line of scrimmage. That's your 6th tackle of the game, Sean. You're on another level right now. What a move, and Troy gets the tackle. It's worth noting that these guys are without Ryan Matthews, so we might not have the same success against these guys if they were healthy. And another first down, but another fumble. But this time, Malcolm Floyd recovers it. And that's the second fumble we forced this game. After we forced 4, I want to say, the first time we faced these guys. And another nice catch there. Phillip Rivers looking pretty good. Henderson with 5 tackles. What a hit there. It looks like that was Sean. Not entirely sure if that was Sean or not, though. Woodhead hasn't been doing very effective, but his backup has been getting like 5 yards a carry. And Sean helps him get that. Oh, that was Rob that helped him get the tackle there. I just see a small white guy with no sleeves, and I automatically assumed it was Sean. And they're going to go for the field goal here. And it's no good. And Dillon gets 6 or 7 there. Our offense has been doing awesome this game. Dillon gets 10 or 15 there. 11 yards a carry tonight for Dillon Brown. Ooh, awesome jump there. Interesting. I'm barely passing 50% this game. That was in Rick's hands. And two possession game. I'm going to go ahead and kick this field goal. It's now a three possession game. And my offense has been able to drive about 8 minutes off the clock before. All right, let's do this, guys. We got Erin out there. And they're going back to the short pass game. What a game, though. And he gets 2 or 3 there. Definite passing down, I believe. I'm going to play the pass. And there's the ball. And they screen it again. And Quincy with a big-time stop there. And it looks like we're going to get the ball back. And it looks like we're going to have a chance to clinch this victory right now. Quincy's got 5 tackles. Sean had 6. I think he's up past that now. Erin Henderson had 5 at one point. So definite big game for our defense. It looks like a face mask. And Allen, die. And he gets more yards there. Just look at that. And you see there, I'm only throwing 50%, 100 yards. I've been effective, but I haven't been very good tonight. And Pribble gets a catch there. That's his 3rd of the game. And Dillon gets 1 or 2 there. And we're bringing the 4th down. 4th and 1. We have a chance to effectively end this game. I'm going for it. And I make it again. It's not like I needed 5 or 6 yards. I needed 1. Dillon's been averaging 11 this game, so I knew I had that. And Rick gets about 10 yards there, knocked out of bounds. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. We are up by 3 scores right now, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And I think we're going to come away with this win. And Steve with a nice catch there to move the chains. Steve's got 3 catches today and 1 touchdown. And there's Pribble for number 4. And next game we're going up against the Chiefs. They are now tied, I believe, for second place in our division. And a touchdown pass to Eric Thompson. That's my 4th touchdown pass of the game. And fantasy owners have got to be loving me already again. As this week I don't have that interception. 38-14. And this game is essentially over. You see there are 5 for 6, 30 yards and a touchdown on that drive for me. Definitely effective. And as long as we get a stop here, I could pretty much guarantee another victory. Us going, I believe now, 9-1 or 10-1. Yeah, 9-1. This is game 10. And it looks like a face mask call there. And expect a lot of passes here in the 4th. Huge hit from Quincy, and I think he broke him in half. Keenan Allen with his 5th reception of the game, and I think that's going to be his last one of the game. You look at our big hits and how many players we've knocked out of the season, and it's kind of scary. Our defense not only beats you, but they literally beat you physically. And Antonio Gates, but Sean stops him. I don't think they get the first down. And Phillip Rivers does get that first down. Good awareness for Sean to get him, though. And there's a hit by Henderson. Henderson's been having a pretty decent game. His 6th tackle. Wow. Another nice catch. You see there, Phillip Rivers, his stat line doesn't look bad. You got to think if he had the ball in his hands a little more this game, then they would have won this game. The interception was on the very first play of the game for him. So, I mean, I can't really knock that against him because he's certainly redeemed himself since. And a big hit there from Quincy hits the fumble. And again, these guys are just proving themselves to be fumble prone. I think that's the 7th or 8th in 2 games that I have against them. And a nice catch there. And they're at least in field goal range right now. You see there, they've certainly outpassed me. But their running game has just been so pathetic this game that our running game kind of won this game for us. And he gets the ball out in time. I think we only got the 1 sack on him. And they're going for it, 4th and 7. And Rob Kimball gets a sack. Rob hasn't done that much this year. He's been quiet this season. And he gets the sack there, 4th down. And that essentially puts the exclamation point on this game. See if they show that for him. 5 receptions for him now. And a nice catch there. Don't know off the top of my head who number 88 is. Kellen Winslow. I didn't even know we had him. Jordan with a catch. That's his 6th of the game. And the running play here. And Dillon doesn't go all the way, but he cracks 200 rushing yards for the first time in his career. The record's 296. And Marshall gets to the 2-yard line. And Pribble, I think that's his 3rd touchdown pass catch this game. What a game for Pribble. I got 5 touchdown passes, and Dillon's got a touchdown run. You say there now, I mean, just another fantastic game. I got 10 touchdown passes in 2 games. Fantasy world, we're talking here. That's 25. 5 touchdowns is about 30 points in our league anyway. And got 1 interception, so there's 60 minus 3 is, and that's just touchdowns and interceptions, and it's 25 points for every, it's a yard for every 25 points anyway. And I'll do the math anyway and put it up on here after, but I know I've got a ton of fantasy points if we were doing fantasy football in this universe. And what a catch. And it looks like a face mask call on Tyvon Branch too. And we could break our 50. We've only broken 40 once, and that's when we got 50 last game. But if we broke 50 in 2 consecutive games, I don't know if any of you know, but I don't remember the last time any team got 50 points in 2 consecutive games. So I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to look up if you got the time and let me know about. And another nice catch, and, you know, their offense showed up. I cannot knock Phillip Rivers right now. Ultimately, it just came down to their offensive line cracking when they needed it least. Their running back, Danny Woodhead, not showing up. And their defense letting Jeffrey Thompson and Dillon, especially Dillon, run for 200 yards. Another nice big catch, and it looks like there might be a roughing the passer call. And it's on number 98, Ray McDonald, who has been on a record pace. He has since started to slow down. He has 13 sacks on this season. The record's 22.5. But the last 3 weeks, I think he's only had 1 sack. So he's really definitely starting to cool down. I didn't expect him to keep that up because I've never even heard of the guy going into this season. He only started because Justin Tuck was injured, and he kept the starting job because Justin Tuck wasn't around. And it looks like Antonio Gates is going to get a touchdown, but Sean gets a tackle on the 1 yard line to stop him. And Sean's got a bunch of tackles this game. 8 tackles to be precise. And another touchdown there. You know, their running game doesn't show up until they're within the 10 yard line, it looks like. And it wouldn't let me audible. But it doesn't matter. And you know I'm going to try to run up the score here because that's what I do every game. Good awareness there. Dillon gets 4 or 5. Dillon's effectiveness is insane right now this game. And Pribble with yet another catch. That's his 8th reception, I believe. And we're going to go ahead and do a running play here. And Dillon gets 1 yard there. And I ran for 4 or 5 yards. Didn't have any open receivers, so I did what I had to do. This is going to be all Thompson. And a fumble. But we recovered it. Devin Hester. Hester gets about 9 yards. You know, Hester hasn't been too effective for us this season, but he's still capable of doing stuff like that for us. And Dillon Brown with his 2nd touchdown run of the game. About 10, 12 yards there, I want to say. Yeah, almost 14, 15. Dillon just came out today and just destroyed. Let's go ahead here. We broke our record so far this season. And I went for 2. I got greedy. The kick here for Colton is really deep, and they're not going to do anything with that. And Erin gets his sack. That's his 10th of the season. And we might get the ball again, guys. And they're going to punt it here with 21 seconds left. I have all 3 timeouts. I hit triangle for the fair catch. Must not have hit it hard enough. We're not going to pass it here. Steve having a deep route here, so look out for him. I ran for a yard there. I didn't mean to call the kneel play there. Go ahead and do this, I guess. And that's the game, guys. We won by 30 here. A really convincing victory. And our offense showed up again. 51-21. We've scored 101 points in the last 2 games, guys. 101. I've got, I want to say, 9 touchdown passes in the last 2 games. Maybe 10. You see here, I showed up. 115 passing rating, 200 yards, 63 completion rate, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Dillon Brown showed up. 21 attempts, 224 yards, 10 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns, 3 broken tackles, 95 yards after the first hit today, 3 20-yard runs or more. We got our receivers here, Jordan and Rick, both coming up big again. Jordan with 3 touchdown catches this game, though. After having 2 last game, that's 5 touchdown catches he's had. Eric had 6 catches. Marshall with 4. I want to say 3 of those came on 3rd down. Our defense here, Quincy had 8 tackles. Sean had 8 tackles. Troy had 6. They all came up and showed up. The QB sacks, we got Erin, Hewitt, Rob Kimball, and Phillip. You know, just our created offensive line coming up big here. Interceptions, Tyvon Branch had the only one this game. But we have our forced fumbles here. We had 3. Quincy had 1. And ultimately, I think Quincy and Sean deserve to have the nod as co-player of the game. They both showed up. They both had 8 tackles. They both made a lot of great plays at the line of scrimmage. And we kicked some more ass this game, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, favorite, subscribe my channel. I think I'm going to have time to play one more game today. We'll see. No promises. But again, thank you guys for watching. And have a good night. I love you.